Former LA City Fire Chief Kristin Crowley says she was fired for telling the truth, and now she's preparing to take legal action against the city and Mayor Bass.
Conservatively fun Mars, because we are living in strange times in the city of Angels. Oh boy. The former LA Fire Department Chief Kristin Crowley is now suing both the mayor and the city of Los Angeles in an attempt to clear her name and perhaps to get her job back. This is a joke, right? No, it's real. She's not getting her job back, and her reputation will never be as spotless as it once was. The lawsuit feels less about justice and more about salvaging her career so that she can move on to another city and present herself as a responsible fire chief again, more than anything else. The truth is, the failures still fall under her responsibilities. As a fire chief, you are expected to know the state of your city's infrastructure. This would include the fire hydrants, if they're broke or not, or need to be refurbished, however that works. Water resources, whether or not you are responsible of putting waters in the resources, the tank, the reservoir, is one thing, but you should know how much water is there in the reservoir, and you didn't. And the conditions of the firehouses and the fire engines. There are so many reports of how dilapidated some of these firehouses are, and they're filled with black mold with paint peeling. You never addressed any of that in all your whining that you did. You never addressed anything about the state of the fire engines, how so many of them are broke down and you have no mechanics to fix them. You never said a darn thing till after the fires happen. Leaders own up to their problems, whether they caused them or not. Leaders would have known this from Jump Street back in 2024, and I would ask, what did she do to try to rectify some of these situations? Sitting back and whining, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, is not really rectifying the situation here. Instead, Crowley seemed to more focus on a publicity campaign and was more important about DEI initiatives. That is one thing she did do, and the fact that she was the first openly gay fire chief, rather than fixing the firehouses, the engines, and equipment, really speaks of volumes. Garcetti, yes, Eric Garcetti, appointed her back in 2022, and I have to ask, what exactly was she doing in those first 6 months? Did she assess the condition of the department? Did she sound the alarm about the black mold in the firehouses and the failing equipment, or the status of the reservoirs that were dangerously low? Or even with the fire hydrants, she even said herself that they had to postpone a yearly fire hydrant inspection because they didn't have something going on. I can't remember. But still, this is something that's supposed to happen all the time. I would question, did she even have fire hydrant inspections previous to, since she's been around since 2022? If she knew all of this, she should have raised the issue immediately to the mayor, to the council, or even to the governor. By the time crisis hit, is far too late, and in the middle of the crisis, instead of fixing problems, she goes on a media blitz to blame the mayor. That's not leadership. That's political theater. At the end of the day, Crowley is not a thoroughbred leader. She's more like a sheep trying to run with the racehorses. This lawsuit isn't going to restore her credibility, and it's just her last ditch effort to protect her name before moving to another city and hoping to reestablish some type of credibility there. So, tell me about it. What do you think? Is Kristin Crowley ready to fight this battle, or should she quietly move away from Los Angeles and leave it behind and let someone else try to clean up this mess she left?